Well, good morning from my terrace here in the Medina. Paragraph writing, it is time to review for the final exam. So I'm here with one more YouTube video in hopes that this is helpful for you. It certainly helped me review what we've done this semester and get ready to prepare the final. So knowing that, it should also help you prepare for the final exam. So I'm going to launch right in. I have taken the approach that I will go through our semester one class at a time. I've given a slide to each class. If you have questions about any of the information I've covered on that slide, simply go back to the PowerPoint presentation that corresponds to it, and you'll find everything that you need. So this will just be a quick overview. I'm not going to reteach everything, but just highlight some of the things that will be important for you on the final exam. Woo! Go for it. Okay, our first class, we covered the definition of a paragraph. What are the three major parts of a paragraph? Can you name those? What are the components of a strong sentence? Remember, we talked about structure, mechanics, and descriptive language. And you'll see I've broken each of those down. You can expect that this exam will look like two parts. The first part will be an identify, define, fill in the blank type of section where you are filling in information about paragraph writing that we discussed and learned. So I know that you know how to create a structurally sound paragraph. The second part of the exam will be actually writing that paragraph. So what I'm going through right now is going to be useful on the first part of the exam. In class number 2, we talked about components of strong sentences. We talked about sentence length, sentence type, and we identified two different types of sentence types that we wanted to talk about. Those were the type of sentence in terms of declarative, imperative, interrogative, or exclamatory. And also we talked about grammatical types of sentences, specifically about simple, complex, and compound. And I will highlight how to punctuate those. So make sure you take some time to review punctuation, particularly comma usage in complex and compound sentences. In our third class, we highlighted figurative language. You should be able to define, identify, and give examples of the following: metaphor, simile, personification, hyperbole, symbolism, alliteration, and onomatopoeia. Class 5, we talked about the finally, introduction to a paragraph, highlighting the hook. Please be able to, of course, write a hook, but also recognize and identify different types of hooks. Those are all outlined in PowerPoint number 4. Number 5, we moved on to the topic sentence. This is extremely important. So make sure that you can write a strong topic sentence that indicates the purpose of your paragraph. So knowing the 4 types of paragraphs, review those in PowerPoint number 5 if you don't remember them. Take one topic and see if you could write a topic sentence for all 4 types of paragraphs. That's my challenge to you. Finally, we moved on to the body in class number 6. We talked about the purpose of the body. Structurally, there are similarities between the different types of paragraphs and the goal of the body. However, there are also some distinct differences, and that is definitely what you should be familiar with, how these paragraphs are different from one another. In talking about the body, we also talked about coherence, using linking words and transition words to unify your paragraph. So be familiar with those words and how you can use them creatively when it comes time to write your paragraph. Then we started highlighting each of the different types of paragraphs. We began with descriptive paragraphs. We talked a lot about a cat. And the most important thing for you to remember if you're given the task of a descriptive paragraph is to use descriptive language and to refer back to the 5 senses of sight, sound, smell, taste, and touch. Okay. In class number 7, we highlighted narrative paragraphs. Talked about the idea of a narrative being to tell a story. We talked about the questions that the body of a paragraph should answer in a narrative, remembering that a narrative needs a clear beginning, middle, and end to a story. It should also highlight the plot, setting, characters, theme, and point of view in your story. And there should be linking words which indicate the order in which your story takes place, or the chronology of your story. Class number 8, we finally moved on to concluding sentences. The most important thing to highlight here is that your concluding sentence must refer back to your topic sentence. Go back to the main idea of your paragraph. Literally go back and reread your topic sentence and then rephrase it. Don't repeat it. Don't give me the exact same sentence over again, but rephrase the idea in new words that re-emphasize the same point. Do not introduce new ideas at this point. And then make sure you use a transition word that indicates that you're wrapping things up. In conclusion, in summary, this shows that. So bring it all together at the end. And then class number 10. Did we do in class number 9? Skipped over that for some reason. Class number 9 was our practice essay, practice paragraph day. You all had feedback on your paragraphs there. So class number 10, we finally moved on to persuasive and expository paragraphs, highlighting the differences in the body of each of these. And hopefully you remember that we came to the conclusion that the introduction and the conclusion to your paragraph stay largely the same, no matter what purpose your paragraph has. However, the body of the paragraph will differ. So make sure that you understand how to differentiate or make differences in the body of your paragraph to achieve the paragraph's purpose. So if you are talking about a persuasive paragraph, I strongly suggest that you watch the persuasive video that is in PowerPoint number 10. There are not additional slides, but the video really outlines a persuasive paragraph well, and it will be important to know what a refutation is. Do not forget that. And then we also talked about the expository paragraph. Know what types of sentences should be found in the body of an expository paragraph, and particular characteristics about an expository paragraph, like the fact that it does not express any opinions. We also discussed rubrics a lot. You're not going to be examined or tested on what a rubric is or the components of a rubric, but I do want you to remember that the rubric really is your key to what I am looking for on the exam. If you look at the rubric for each type of paragraph that you could possibly be asked to write, you will have a clear checklist of exactly what you need to do. Okay. So thus far, everything I've covered, you should expect to see in an identify, define, fill in the blank type of format, which will take you no more than 30 minutes on the final exam, which will leave you an hour to an hour and a half as needed to complete the paragraph writing portion of this exam. Here's what you need to know about that. You will need to write a paragraph on the final. First and foremost, you need to respond to the prompt that you are given. So, as I state here, no matter how great your paragraph is, if it does not respond to the prompt, you will not get credit. You must respond to the prompt I give you and write the paragraph type that you are asked to write. And then my suggestion is, that you go through your checklist in your head as you write. Remember, do you have a hook? Does your hook make sense for the type of paragraph you are writing? Should your hook express a strong opinion if you're writing an expository paragraph? The answer is no. So make sure that you have a logical hook based on the purpose of your paragraph. Then write a topic sentence. Do not forget to write a topic sentence. Tell me what you're going to do, but don't tell me what you're going to do. Does that make sense? Don't say, now I'm going to tell you about a time in my life when I learned how to ride a bicycle. Don't do that. I just want you to do it. Okay? Your topic sentence should indicate what it is that you're going to do without explicitly stating it. Then create a body that's appropriate to your purpose and a conclusion referring back to the topic sentence. I will give you a limit on number of sentences on the exam. You know that you will be asked to write at least 8 in order to get full credit. Remember, that's a hook, a topic sentence, 5 body sentences, and a conclusion. That should be the minimum that you're shooting for. I will also set a maximum. This should not be an essay. It's just one simple paragraph. Remember, quality over quantity is definitely the key here. Write a strong, well-structured paragraph and you'll be all set. Your next step is to check the structure. Check for mechanics and check for style. What does that mean? Are all of your sentences complete sentences with a subject and a predicate? Are they punctuated correctly? Are words spelled correctly? And do you have capital letters in the right places? Please watch your handwriting. Then when it comes to style, this is where you might, want to go back and start adding things in. Did you use descriptive language? Did you attempt to use figurative language? Is there somewhere you could throw in a simile, a metaphor, a hyperbole, just to let me know that you are trying this? Think about your sentence length and type. Maybe you have a question statement in there somewhere. Maybe an exclamatory statement. Either way, show me that you're making some effort at variety. A final warning here, punctuate and check your handwriting. As I've said in class, go for shorter sentences, make sure you use periods, and start a fresh thought with a fresh sentence. And then at last, don't forget linking words. They connect your paragraph together. Remember, I discussed the idea that if you start with a number first, for instance, you don't need to continue as a list. Mix those words up and make it interesting and tie it all together. That's a lot of information. That's what I'm looking for on your paragraph. And that really will be the bulk of your final exam. So plan 30 minutes of questions and answers around what you know about paragraph writing, and then the next hour to an hour and 30 minutes of actually showing me that you can do it. If you still have questions, I'll be at the MAC on December 29th from 10 to 12. I'm there to answer any questions that you may have. And of course, you can still message me via Facebook. And then finally, good luck, y'all. And take a break. Give yourself a break this week. Come to the MAC on Friday. I'll be there building gingerbread houses and teaching about this American holiday tradition. So this is a plug for you to come join us. If you can create a team and you want to build, do it. If you don't have a team and you just want to watch and eat, come do that too. I hope to see you there. Have a great week, study hard, and I will see you in the first week of January. Good luck.